Salem, New Hampshire may have been best known for Rockingham Park and the passenger trains that the Boston and Maine ran up to Rockingham Park, known as the Rockingham Racer. But there was quite a bit of freight activity here as well. In fact, in the later Boston and Maine years and into the Guilford years, this had the largest concentration of customers on the Manchester and Lawrence branch. There was quite a lot happening here in Salem.
The freight customers here in Salem were handled by a Lawrence-based local, L1. The March 1st, 1972 timetable shows the local working the branch Monday through Friday, but by the late 1970s that had dropped back to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with other duties including runs to Lowell, Oak Grove, and Wakefield Center. Until September of 1980, the local worked its way north through Windham and Derry up to Londonderry, with freight for the customers up that way. But bad track and derailments between North Salem and Derry took that section of the M&L out of service in September 1980, and that was later abandoned in 1983. Derry later became handled by a local working its way south on the north end of the line from Manchester instead.
By the mid-1980s, Guilford Transportation Industries had bought the Boston and Maine, and their local freight LA1 still plied these rails up here to Salem. Customers in town included Buy Right, which was a wholesale grocery distributor, Port Poly, a plastics company, Dodge Grain, right here in Salem, Grossman Lumber, and Zerbox Steel had a siding which ran alongside the building right here across from us. There was also Dalrymple Gas, and up at Canopy Lake there was a scrap company that loaded gondolas on the old siding. A lot of rail fans my age have memories of this line in service. They remember seeing trains running up along Route 28 with boxcars and hopper cars in tow. I don't remember it in service myself, but I do remember seeing the rails here when I was young. This is one of those lines that held on just long enough for our generation to have active memories of rather than just reading about them in books. And all those rails are gone now, but you know, it wasn't uncommon back then to see a train parked along Route 28 while the crew was in Denny's having breakfast. Good memories. But now they are just memories.
By the late 1990s, there were only two customers left on the line in Salem. The first one was Buy Right, a grocer's warehouse located where Best Buy is today, and Port Poly, a plastics company just north of the state line. But then Buy Right closed up shop and moved to Lawrence around 1998, and in 1999, Guilford lifted part of the old runaround track at Rockingham Park and relocated it near Kelly Road. By that time, the freights were going no further than the plastics company. The last freight crossed Hampshire Road, heading back south to Lawrence in June 2001.
The rails sat out of use for years. Most of them finally came up about 10 years ago in 2010. And here by Dodge Grain, where freight trains used to run, spotting cars of grain and lumber and steel, we have this monument to the rails. It's not much, but it's something. But now, with Salem booming both commercially and residentially, and with its close proximity to Lawrence and Boston, who can really say for sure if the silence will be permanent?